When we talk about the greatest football players, there's one name we always talk about, don't we? That's Tom Brady. This is probably one of the few opinions every NFL fan agrees on, right? Brady has enjoyed a long, illustrious career and is still going strong at the age of 45. In this video, we'll look at Brady's future and the Buccaneers' plan going forward. Stay back till the end to find out what could happen. First off, Tom has had a long career. The quarterback played college football at the University of Michigan and was selected by the New England Patriots in the 6th round of the 2000 NFL Draft. Hard to believe that he was the 199th pick, right? He spent his first season as a backup starter to Drew Bledsoe, but took over as the starting quarterback in 2001 after Bledsoe was injured. Brady went on to lead the Patriots to 17 division titles, 9 conference championships, and 9 Super Bowl appearances, winning 6 of them. He was named Super Bowl MVP a record 4 times and was selected to the Pro Bowl 14 times. In 2020, Brady left the Patriots and signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He led them to a Super Bowl victory in his first season with the team, becoming the oldest player to win a Super Bowl at the age of 43. Talk about impact. He is rightfully considered one of the greatest players in NFL history, and his longevity and success throughout his career are seen as remarkable achievements in the sport. Seriously, does he ever plan to retire? Let's find out. Up next, what does the future look like for the number 12? Finally, Brady has reached a certain point in his career where he plans to hang up his cleats and say his goodbyes to the game he spent his life on. The quarterback has been really indecisive lately. Tom was supposed to retire on 1st February 2022 after he announced he was putting an end to his career. Little did we know that retirement didn't last long. The announcement was a little premature if we're being honest. Brady unretired 40 days later after his first farewell to the fans and is now set to play out his last season with the Buccaneers. Obviously, the franchise was glad to have him back, but it's clear the interest isn't there as much. We can't blame him for it, can we? Anyone would be less interested in the game after they've won everything the game offers. There's no guarantee that Brady will continue next season for the Buccaneers, so the brains of the side need to take things forward cautiously. The player's 10-day excused absence in the middle of the preseason did raise a lot of questions from the media and fans. We're sure the legendary footballer wouldn't want to be a burden on his side, so it'll be interesting to see what he plans for himself. Followed by what the Buccaneers are stuck in. As the Tampa Bay Buccaneers prepare for the upcoming season, one question that may be on the minds of fans and team officials is whether they should start preparing for a future without Tom Brady. On one hand, there is no denying that Brady has had an incredible career. He has won 7 Super Bowls and is widely considered one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. He has also shown that he can still play at a high level, leading the Buccaneers to the Super Bowl in his first season with the team and winning the championship. However, Brady is not getting any younger. He is currently 45 years old and will be 46 during the 2023-24 season. While he has shown that he can still play at a high level, inevitably, he will eventually decline and retire. With the quarterback signing a record-breaking $375 million deal with Fox, which will start after his playing days are over, the team will have to consider a lot when planning for the long-term future. That deal will make the American the highest-paid broadcaster by a big distance. Moving on to, should the Buccaneers start preparing for a future without Brady? It's a difficult question to answer, but a few factors must be considered. The season hasn't been a great one for Brady, and he's still one of the team's better players. Do y'all think that this team will get better under Bowles and Leftwich when Brady is gone? The future doesn't look so bright for the Bay side. First, the Buccaneers will need to evaluate their quarterback situation. Do they have a viable successor on the roster? If not, they may need to explore their options in the draft or free agency. This could involve drafting a quarterback early in the draft or signing a young quarterback in free agency. Second, the Buccaneers will need to consider their long-term goals. If they believe that they have a strong chance to compete for a championship with Brady at the helm, they may choose to stick with him for the foreseeable future. On the other hand, if they believe their window for winning a championship is closing, they may look for a younger quarterback who can lead the team into the future. Ultimately, the decision will depend on the Buccaneers' evaluation of their quarterback situation and their goals for the future. While the American has had an incredible career, the Buccaneers need to start thinking about the long-term future and consider what their options are at quarterback once he decides to hang up his cleats. Coming up, what does the Buccaneers' future look like without Tom Brady? It is difficult to say exactly what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers' future will look like without Tom Brady, as it will depend on several factors, including the team's performance, personnel decisions, and the development of other players. The team's success will likely depend on the performance of the new quarterback and the rest of the team's roster. It's also possible that the Buccaneers could continue to be successful without Brady. The team has a strong defense and a talented group of skilled position players, which could help them remain competitive even without a top-tier quarterback. If the Buccaneers can find a capable quarterback to replace Brady and continue to build a strong roster, they could remain a contender in the league. For us fans to predict anything with certainty is impossible. However, the team needs to plan for the long-term future and consider their options at the quarterback position as they move forward. Not to mention, who will fill Tampa Bay's quarterback position? The succession plan for Tampa Bay will have to be taken forward with a lot of caution and decisiveness. After all, we're talking about replacing the GOAT. No one can do a job as good as number 12, but someone will have to step up and cement their place. The first option could be to replace Tom Brady with someone on their roster. Currently, the top 4 quarterbacks on Tampa Bay's roster are Tom Brady himself, Blaine Gabbert, Ryan Griffin, and Kyle Trask. This season, the likely backup was supposed to be Gabbert, but with him already 32 years old, the management has handed the keys to Trask. It'll likely be impossible for Gabbert to be the long-term replacement for Brady. While Trask had a rough preseason last year, he has looked more comfortable this offseason and is seeing plenty of playtime in front of him. If Trask gets another season under his belt, he'll be ready to make the leap into the starting quarterback role. And even if he doesn't get much experience, he is still the best potential successor to the 45-year-old on the Buccaneers roster. Let's learn more about if the franchise goes for a draft pick. So far, it does seem the upper management likes Trask, but if they do go south on him, they could always target a potential replacement in the 2023 NFL Draft. The next year's draft is expected to be loaded at the quarterback position. C.J. Stroud from Ohio State and Bryce Young from Alabama are the 2 best passers and will likely be in the top 5 picks if all goes well for them. Tampa Bay won't be able to get a hold of them so easily due to the fact they'll probably have the 31st overall pick. What they could do is trade up to get hands on a replacement for Brady. If things don't go through on that side, there are several other good picks such as Will Levis, Tanner McKee, Phil Jurkovec, and Devin Leary. All in all, even if the Buccaneers don't target an early round pick for a quarterback, they could still later on bring some young competition for Kyle Trask. From the fans' point of view, that would set up an intriguing battle for that position in the upcoming season. Finally, an option to go for a veteran. If the Bucs don't want to go for a full rebuild, but also don't want a young quarterback to lead them, they have an option of doing what they did during the 2020 offseason, which is to pursue a veteran upgrade. As they say, history repeats itself at times. The exact way that they signed the GOAT as a free agent after his 20-year stint with the Patriots came to an end. It's unlikely to go the same route, as the free agent market in 2023 isn't as booming. They can definitely hope, as we've seen more than a few top-tier quarterbacks get traded in recent years. It's a big possibility the Bucs scout the free agent market. Big names like Matthew Stafford went to the Rams, Russell Wilson was traded to the Broncos, the Browns traded for Deshaun Watson despite all of the off-field worries about him. All this stuff points to the fact that something big could happen if Tampa Bay plays its cards right. It may be possible one of these might make its way to the Bayside in 2023. Obviously, it's hard to predict for us fans who that might be, but if the Bucs believe all they need is a good quarterback to go on making another championship run, they might just pursue whoever the best available option is. And on that note, that's a wrap for this video. What do you think will happen with Tom Brady and his current side? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.